Hello everyone. So in this video we will go over the solution for lab 6 from unit 1, and just like the other labs we'll be building on the solutions from the previous lab. So in this case the solution from lab 5 is what we'll start working on. Let's go over the question for lab 6 and try to build it accordingly. It says that here we're supposed to add a table to our site that contains the list of topics in column and row format as shown. So that means you're supposed to create a table. Now let me just show you how the current file looks like. So if I can go to solutions, index.html, and just move it here. This is what we currently have. We have the heading, we have the horizontal line, we have our paragraphs, we have the sources, image. What we don't have is the table, and that is what we're supposed to add. So let's figure out where to add it. Now you can see you can see above the table there's the horizontal line, and below the table there's a paragraph that starts from building your dream home. So somewhere there we're supposed to add. So this is our horizontal line, and this is the first paragraph that is starting from building your dream. So between these two in our HTML, that's where we need to add the table. So let's start with that. So if we look at our code, this is the heading, how to build a house, which is in the blue color. If we see here in the screenshot, HR is for the horizontal line. It's called horizontal rule. And then there's a paragraph here that starts from building your dream home, just like it is here. So the table will be between these two. Okay, so I'll write the table, I'll start the table tag here, and then notice how it automatically ends it for me. Every tag that is related to a table has an ending tag. So just like how there's an opening tag here, it should also have an ending tag. It's not like HR or the break tag that doesn't require, the closing tag. So in this case, I've started the table. Now we need to display the rows. Now keep this in mind, the HTML tables, all the HTML tables, they go row by row. So you're supposed to display everything row by row. You don't display column by column. So what you'll do is you'll create one row at a time, and then within that row, you'll assign the values for each of the cells. So this is the first value, which is finding a location. The second value would be designing your home. And then third value for the first row would be getting necessary permits. Now notice one thing, that here, in this case, the table has all, like the text in the table is in normal font, or it is in the regular font. If we take a look at the previous tables that we created here, the text that is in bold is considered the heading for the table. Okay, so the bold text is the heading, the normal text is data. So the Saturday and Sunday in this case are the headings, the table headings, and every other value within the table, because they're not bold, they're considered data for the table. So if we look at the lab here, in our table, they did not tell us, or there's nothing that is bold in the text for the table, right? So that means for our table, we do not have any headings. Okay, we only have data, because everything that's written, or all the text that's written in the table, is in the regular format, or it's the regular font. So let's start row by row. The first thing is, let's try to create the rows that we require. So how many rows are there? We have, this is the first row for the table. Let me just make it a bit bigger so it's easier to see. So this is the first row, finding a location, designing your home, getting necessary permits. The second row is breaking ground, building the walls and roof, starting on the interior. And the third row is installing essentials and community Q&A. So that means we need 3 rows. And for row, you use the tr tag. So start the tr tag, end it. That's our first row. This is our second row. And then this is the third row. Make sense? Now here, let's go row by row. So let's look at our first row. Okay, within our first row, like I said, now within every table is going to have rows, all right? Within your rows, you decide whether you want to display a heading or whether you want to display a data. In this case, we do not have any heading, right? So we'll display data like immediately. So the first value or the first cell has finding a location, and it's not a heading, it's data. So TD and close that. And then there's a hyphen, finding a location. Okay. Now, similarly, on the next value within the first row is designing. I hope it's spelled correct. Yeah, designing your home. And the third value, see, this is the first one, this is the second one, and the third one is getting necessary permits. So TD and then getting necessary permits. Okay, so this is our first row. I'll save that and let's see how it looks. So I'll go back to my browser, refresh. Yes. Now below the horizontal line and above the paragraph, I have the table being displayed like this. But if I compare this to this particular row here, the difference is that between finding a location and designing your home, and between designing your home and getting necessary permits, there is this space, if you can notice here, this space and this space, which doesn't exist here for now. That is because of the column length. So let's say we're looking at this column, the second column, okay? The width of this column is going to be the width of the longest value in the column. So in this case, this column has the longest value, building the walls and roof. This is the longest. So until you write this value, the width of the column will be according to the values that are within it. So what I'm trying to say is when just keep building your table, it will add that necessary spacing as you keep building your table, because right now it doesn't have the longest value in the table yet. So the width of the column is according to all the values that are right now present in this table. So the width of the second column is based on this length for now, or the width of this text for now. Okay, so let's go back and try to add the remaining row values. So now for my second row, I'll add it in the second tr tag. So in this case, it will be td again because we don't have a heading, and it would be breaking ground, and then you can duplicate it using Control and D. So the second value would be building the walls. For and, let's see how to display that. You put this the and symbol as usual, and then just write AMP semicolon. That's how you usually write and in HTML. Okay, so walls and roof, and the last value is starting on the interior. Okay, that's our second column. Second row done. Refresh that. And notice how the spacing is there because we added the next longest value. So the spacing automatically is added here. This will also get fixed once we add the last row. Okay, so that row is done. This is my second row. This is my first row. And for the last row, I would write it in the last tr tag, td, installing essentials and community Q&A. Q again, and should be written like this, A. Okay, now let's see. Perfect. Now our table is done. It looks very much similar to the one in the screenshot, and that would be the solution for the first part of the lab. Now for the second part of the lab, let's look at how it should be done here. Now, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to create additional pages and pictures and hyperlink them with these headings. So if you remember from lab 3, we created location.html, right? And the heading for that page was was finding a location, or how to find a location, something like that. So let's see. Yeah, finding a location. See? Here, it was linked with step 1. So when I go to step 1, it takes me to location.html, and the heading was finding a location. Similarly, there are other files within that house builder zip file that follow this naming convention, or they follow these names. Okay, so there, if you go to the house builder files, see, you would see designing your home, a text file which contains the text that should be displayed on that file, and then 2 pictures, designing your home 1 and designing your home 2. So these 2 pictures plus this text, you should create an HTML page for it and then link it with this text here. So when I click on designing your home, it should take me to that HTML page, and I should be able to see the text from this text file, and I should also be able to see these 2 images. Let's try to do that. So for that, I would go to my solutions folder again, or you know what, I'll just save it from here. So I'll create a new file here. I'll give it HTML tags. Okay, save it in the solutions folder, and I will name it the same way, designing your home.html. And don't forget to change the type. Save it. And now I have the HTML page. I should put head tag, okay, and then the body tag. Perfect. I'll give it a title, same as the name of the page, designing your home. Okay. Now the body should, from what I remember, all the pages were supposed to have a font Arial. I mean, they should have the font in the page as Arial. So I'll put the style here as well. Save that. Now go back to house builder file, open designing your home.txt, copy all the text, okay, and paste it in the body. Okay. Wow, this is long. So I'll just consider this as a paragraph. Okay, you can design it any way you want. Put the pictures wherever you think it fits best. Okay, so this is my first paragraph. Okay, now this is one second. Oh yeah, I think now, wait, I'll explain that in a minute. But for now, let me close this so I can have more space with this one. So I created the first paragraph because I saw that there was an empty space, right? So I assumed that this is the first paragraph. Okay, and I don't think anything else should be done in the first paragraph, so I'll leave it like that. Now the second paragraph, again, I will create a paragraph tag here, okay, and then end it probably here, okay, and That's my second paragraph. This will be my third paragraph. Okay, and this would be my fourth paragraph because I noticed empty spaces or empty lines after each of the paragraphs. So these are my paragraphs. Now I notice that this is a list here because it's displayed on new lines. So I'll just put, I think, a unordered list. Okay, I'll move all of this within the list. Okay, and then surround each of them with the li tag. Okay, and the same here. Okay, now I'm going to save it and let's see how it shows up on the page. So if I go to designing your home, yes, so it's displayed almost the same way. I think that, yeah, I think here maybe I can make it bold because it's kind of like uh, a point that is being mentioned here. So I'll probably find everywhere that there is a colon on this page. So press Control F, find colon. So you have four colons. So everywhere where I find a colon, probably I'll create a new paragraph and I will make it bold. How? Just like how it was in location .html. See? Not here. Actually, where was it? I think here itself, like instead of making it bullet points, I can just make it bold, or I can even make it as bullet points. It's up to you. It's up to you how you ever you want to design it. So again, I will remove this, go back to my index, sorry, designing your page, and break all of those. So the first one, again, I'll find the colons and I'll find where the first one is. It is next to the word bedrooms. Okay, so go back, find again, Control F, bedrooms. I find it here. So what is this? Okay, so I'll make this bold. Okay, and just before this, I will put a break so that it's displayed on the new line. So break again, B, move all of this within this, break B, move this here. So that's 1, 2, 3. What's the fourth one? Oh, carefully design your, okay. That's the last one. Carefully design your. It's up to you. You can maybe put this as bullet points. You can, oh my God, 1 second. Let me, yeah. It's really, again, up to you, however you choose to design it. So move all of this within this, and let's see. Okay, yeah. Now it's a bit better. If you want, you can change this to an ordered list as well. Okay, and then it shows as numbers, and then maybe make this as your actual list. So you can have UL Okay, and then end it here before the paragraph ends. That's also another way. So however you want to design. Okay. And if you're using UL, then you have to create all of these as, so you can just remove the break, and instead of the break, you can just use LI and end with LI. So this one will be LI, then this one will be LI 16. So on line 16, 17, and 19, you will change it to LI and then add towards the end 16, 17, and 19. So 16, oops, 16, 17, and then 19. What is 19? Here. Okay. Save that. Yeah. So you have all of this now. And yeah, I think this looks good. You can probably same way how you have a heading there in index.html. This heading, how to build a house. You can just copy it or write it the same way and just write it as the first thing in the body and name it as designing your home. Okay, save that, refresh. Yes, you have now designing your home. And since there's a horizontal line, so HR would be there as well. Yeah, and then you can just add pictures anywhere as well. Okay, so let's look at how to, or where we can add the pictures. So if we go back, we have two pictures, right? Designing your home 1 and then designing your home 2. So I'll copy those and I'll put it in my folder for solutions here, images, okay, and then just paste it here. Okay, and then if I go back, let's say I want to put my first image just with my first paragraph. So I'll just write it here, IMG SRC, and then it should be images slash designing your home 1.jpg. Save that. Let's see how it shows up. Wow, too big. So maybe we can give it a width of 500 and then we float it. Remember how you can put text and images together? So I would use float right. Let's see. Wow, so this looks much better than just the picture. And then maybe the next picture I can put it just below carefully design your all of that. And so it would be here, IMG SRC images slash designing your home 2.jpg, and then again let's see how it shows up first. So go back, refresh. Okay, okay, so just like we did with the other one, we'll give it a width of 500 and then give it a style so it floats on the left. Yeah, so it floats on the left. So float left. So that the picture is on the left and the text is just after the picture. Okay. Yeah, I think it's best. Or you can just keep it with because it's the same, the picture has all of these. Maybe you can keep it with these points as well. So what I mean is, like, in the picture it's showing us the bedroom, the I'm not sure what this is, probably a meeting room or something, and then yeah, so how can we, probably we can move it here next to carefully design your, and then yeah, let's see. So if I can go back and move this image with the second paragraph, let's see how that looks. Okay, so again, it's up to you. However, because it's now matched, it's like disrupting the pictures, maybe I'll just go back to the previous design. Just leave it like this. Maybe change the length, change the width to 300, so it's a bit smaller. Yeah. Anyway, any way you want to do it, do it. Put it the way you want to put it. So my designing your home page is done now. So now if I just go to my HTML page, sorry, index.html page, when I click on, first of all, finding a location, it should take me to location.html. Then designing your home should take me to the design, the one that we just created now. So how do we do that? We create hyperlinks. So again, I would go back to my index page, and then finding your location, I'll just surrounding that, I would create a hyperlink using the A tag or the anchor tag. Okay, and then give it an href of, it should go to location.html. Okay, so if I go back, refresh, now I'm able to click on it, and if I click on it, it will take me to finding a location. Oh, maybe you can use the same heading here. So select step 2 and then designing your home. We can do that for the designing home page. Okay, let's open that. So not sure what we used there. We can open location.html, and then this is what we did. So I can just copy this, okay, and then add it here, copy this, change this here, make it to step 2. Okay, and now when I click, I should code it this way that when I click on designing your home, I should be taken to that page. So again, back to index.html, designing your home page. This is what should be clickable now. Put an A tag, move all of this within the A tag, select, drag, and then href, designing your home.html. Okay, save that, refresh, click. Wonderful. Okay, I'm happy with this part here. It looks good. I'm not happy with this part. Again, if I had a lot of time, I would have, guessed how to make it a little more better. But I think that is up to you now. You can figure out how you can make it look more aesthetic. So similarly, you have to design all the other pages. So for example, My next my next HTML page should be of the title getting necessary permits. So getting necessary or getting permits. Better to write it this way, getting permits.html. And then if I go to here, this is where, oh, it's named getting permits. That's great. So getting permits, txt, picture one, picture two. The same way you create an HTML file, put all of this text, see where you can use list, see where you can make things bold, see where you can create new paragraphs. Usually the paragraphs are like when there's a space between two pieces of text. So try that out. Um, create all the pages and you should be done with this lab. So for each of these, you should have getting permits. Then you should have breaking ground, which should be here. Yeah, breaking ground .html. Then you should have building walls and roof .html. Starting on the interior .html. Use the given photos and community Q&A .html. All these files should be linked here. Now, I'm not going to create all those for you. That is for you to learn, figure out what's the best way to present images with text. They should look aesthetic. They should look nice when you read it and shouldn't be here and there. Just like how my second picture was. Don't do that. Yeah, and that should be it for your lab 6. Okay, thank you for watching.